Okay, people. Okay, people. Today we're going to talk about working for two bosses. You can't do that. There is no loyalty in working for two bosses. It can't be done. Let me give you some prime examples. That's what Obama's trying to do right now. Work for two bosses. He's trying to work for the people and the Democrat Party. They're beginning to, in the White House, realize what needs to be done to our economy. But if they take those actions, the extreme Democrats will say, "Oh, you're deserting us. You're no good. You're not a good Democrat. You are deserting us." And Obama's trying to appease the Democrats as well as appease the American people. It can't be done. Because, you see, extremists believe that their way is the only way. That's why they're extremists. It doesn't matter whether it's an extreme Democrat or extreme Republican. They both believe their way is the only way. Now, before we get started on talking about this, I want you to understand what a constitutionalist is. A constitutionalist is a person who supports and defends the Constitution of the United States as it is written today. Not when it was written in 1789. Approved. It was written in 1781. But today. So don't think we're going to go back to anything that they originally wrote. We have the political theater which we can enforce the justice and liberty for all. Now, to get back to the two-boss theory. Look what happened. Obama could have hit the deck running. And did a great job. But because he's working for the Democrat Party, which is actually his boss, they did the so-called Obamacare, which I call insurance regulation and nothing more. There is some insurance regulation that was needed on health care. I'm not going to disagree with Obama. But requiring everybody to get insurance, what that is actually doing is taking the people, the young people who end up getting Medicaid to help them, off so they won't get Medicaid. And that would reduce the use of Medicaid. That's all he did. Did he provide any medical insurance for anybody? No, not a single person. Not one did he provide any medical for. But then, how does people get covered? They've already been covered. And they are covered under Medicaid. In other words, you can go to any emergency room in any hospital across the country. You will be treated for anything you have. If you want to go there because your nose itches, you may wait 8-10 hours, but they'll look at you and they say, well, probably you should scratch it. Bottom line is, I'm just using that as an example. Or you can go there for you're not feeling good and they might find that you have some type of cancer and then you get the treatment. Okay? You would get the exact same treatment that I get with my TRICARE Prime. Now, what did he accomplish with Obamacare? He showed you you cannot work for two bosses. It was all Democrat Party program, what they wanted. They wanted insurance regulation. That's all they wanted, and that's what you got. It doesn't provide, all the trillions of dollars that they're spent on it, doesn't provide anything for anybody. Just a bunch of rules on insurance. And nothing more. That's what you got. Now he's beginning to realize that you can't run the country by following a particular party. He's beginning to realize a leader doesn't run the country. But he can't do the job. And the reason he can't is he has two bosses. His loyalty is split. If you want to look at it this way. Let's say you work for a company that makes an item. Your wife works for this competitor company that makes the exact same item. Think about the problems you would have at home. Think about it. Her loyalty for her job would be to her company. Your loyalty to your job would be to your company. The conflicts you would have among each other. It can't be done. You can't work for two bosses. No matter how hard you think you can, you can't. It doesn't matter whether you elect a Republican or you elect a Democrat or any other party person that is not dedicated to the Constitution alone and the people of this country. You're going to get two bosses, and it can't be done. That's an advantage you got for voting for me, if you want. I'm an extremely loyal person to my employer. When I was in the Navy, I was very hardcore Navy, strong Navy. When I worked for NAMCO, I hope NAMCO don't mind me mentioning it, I was very loyal to NAMCO. Now, when you elect me as president, I'm going to be very loyal to my boss, you, the people. And that's the only boss I have. So we, together, is going to have to fix our Congress. Get them going in the right direction again. Get them to realize that they do not work for a Republican Party or a Democrat Party. It's going to be done, and it's going to be a shocker for them. But we can do it. That's the first step, removing the political parties, the biggest lobbyists in Congress, out of Congress. That's the first step at removing the corruption, the thievery, the bribery that goes on in Congress. Because these people are loyal to their political party. They see that as their bosses, not you. Because you can't have two bosses. The human body can only be truly loyal to one entity. You can say what you want, but when it comes down to the bottom line, where you have to make a choice, how are you going to go? Where your loyalties lie. And that's why Obama can't do the job. His loyalty lies with the Democrat Party. It does not lie with you, the people. He tries to be loyal to you, but the Democrat Party won't let him. He doesn't have the gumption to stand up and say, frig you, to the extremists. Say, this country needs to be fixed. And we have to do these things, whether you like it or not. But understand, people, never once have I said it's going to be me, I, or myself. It's going to be us. And we will improve employment in this country. We together will bring manufacturing back into this country. We will shorten this recession. My two hands are up, quote, 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 which I call a depression, because if it wasn't for Social Security and it wasn't for unemployment, we would be in terrible shape. Bottom line is, we will do it and we will fix it. And listen to my video about, if you want to fix the economy, buy a candy bar. Don't take it as a joke. Listen to what's said. That's very important. It's saying, if you want to help fix the economy, do it frugally, do it wisely, and get yourself something that's not expensive. I used a candy bar because it's cheap. I could have used a trinket for your house. I could have used a shirt or a skirt or a pair of pants. I could have used anything. It's just that a candy bar is the easiest to find out what's American made and what's not. If you read the back of it and it says made by, then that's American made. If it says distributed by, that means it's made somewhere else and it was sent to be distributed. Does that mean it's American, not American made? I don't know. All I can tell you is it's distributed by. But when you buy something that says made by, and you know that Mars and Milky Way manufacturing is here in the States, and you know that Hershey's is here in the States, you know you're buying a candy bar made in the United States. But when you buy a bar that says manufactured by, you don't know if it's like I'll use Nestle's, which is a Swiss company, if it's manufactured here in the United States or in France or England or Switzerland or anywhere else in the world. I'm just using that as examples, people. So buying wisely, buying frugal means don't spend a lot and make your choice with a lot of thinking. And that's how you'll improve the economy, even if it's just a skirt. So listen to that. Buy a candy bar and see what it actually does and what I'm saying. And I want you all to realize no person can have two masters. It doesn't matter who you are. And you all must understand that. That if you continue to sit on your duff and let the TV choose your presidential candidate, you will continue getting what you got. It doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat, it really doesn't matter. The truth is, that's not good enough for our president. It might be okay for Congress, which I don't like, but it's definitely not good enough for the president. The president is a leader, but he has bosses. And the bosses must be the people. The bosses has to only be the country. He has to be loyal to the people. That's the difference. And remember, a constitutionist is a person who supports and defends the Constitution as it is written. What's there right now. Even though I disagree with the income tax and I feel we should go to a sales tax, which would be a much fairer tax all the way around, I will support completely the income tax. But as president, I'm going to do my darndest to get rid of it. Okay? I'm not saying I'm getting rid of it. I said I'm going to do my darndest to get rid of it. That's Congress's responsibility. For me, I will point the direction and show the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. You, the people, I'm going to need, because I won't have nobody else at all but you, the people. That's what you're getting from me. An individual that can do the job, but who's only going to be loyal to you, the people, and nobody else. That's where it must be. And that's the way it must be. They have to understand we have a republic that's ran by the people. Remember this. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And the people are not to serve the government, but the government is to serve the people. That's going to be our motto. We have to do our job to ensure that our government is there to serve you, the people. That's what it's saying. You have a nice day. Thank you very much. Remember, John F. Kennedy said the first half. I say the second part to it. Together, it is the truth. Thank you.